Straight ahead, please. Straight ahead.
I really did try to make a successful show because that's the goal of every creator, right? But who knew? I mean, this kind of success, I never imagined. It's beyond my imagination and expectations.
After being a part of this, do you think you could win Squid Game?
No, I think I'll make up to the Marvel game, but Marvel game, I don't know. It's a pure luck, so.
You wait right here, so brother, right here. Here we go. Thank you so much. And Z right here. Thank you.
You know, I think a lot of us right away, we know that stricter gun laws is not the only answer, but it's the first answer. We have to put stricter laws. We all listen. A lot of us are saying it, and so we put the pressure on on the people that's voted to make these decisions, to make sure that this world that we live in, this amazing world that we live in, can continue to be that, and our children will feel safe in this world as they grow and become the next. They become the next and most influential people who really change the world, and so that's my message.
Oh, the next Dwayne Wade.
Andrew, one for movie Mike right here.
Andrew, you can have to step over if you don't mind. That's good, right there, brother. Right here. When you're ready, 1, 2, 3. Ready.
Especially the villains. Yeah. No, I mean, it's fascinating to me, and I love that the list is so diverse and holds so much of our humanity, the light, the dark, and that we're all going to have different views on that according to our own leanings and experience, and I suppose our own consciousness. So I'm mostly interested in meeting people tonight that I disagree with and having conversations with them. I won't mention who they are, but I'm kind of excited. I think that's the work of the artist, is to close the gap between the poles of what it is to be a human being and to acknowledge that we are everything, that we have everything inside us. Like I like the idea that a great storyteller and actor could play Vladimir Putin as easily as he could play Zelensky. I feel like we need to be able to empathically enter both of those archetypes, whatever they are, and in order to shed light, in order to shine a light into all of what it means to be a human being.
And then last question, with all those people in the room, with that conversation, what are some of the issues that you would discuss? Would it be what Matthew McConaughey discussed yesterday? Would it be something that was more global? What would it be?
I think in terms of any politician that I would speak to, I would be curious about where their fundraising comes from, or what big corporations are giving them money, and I would be curious to know how they would justify that, whether it's big pharma or oil and gas or otherwise. That would just be an interesting conversation to be able to look someone in the eye and be like, so do you not see that you can't make decisions for all of us if you are being influenced by money coming in from special lobby? That would be an interesting conversation to have. I would be wondering I would be very, very curious to see if a private conversation could illuminate any more than what you see publicly in talking head form.
So most what McConaughey said to Congress though yesterday.
Yeah, no, I think it was a really impactful, beautiful statement and speech that really, I think, cut through in a very undeniable way. I think it's a shame that we had to wait for Matthew McConaughey to do it. I feel like it's a good indication of where we are, that celebrity culture has meant that we have such little trust in our political figures that we'll more quickly look to an actor who obviously has maybe political ambitions and has an articulate kind of way of speaking, and obviously a deeply personal, impassioned connection to his hometown. It's complicated, but ultimately I'm grateful for what he said and him putting himself out there in the way that he did, being a gun owner himself. That's powerful.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Right over here, right next to you.
Hello, what you know about that? Yeah.
Classical piano, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear you play.
And you're going to be in there with these 100 people. If you can have one conversation with them as a group to fix something or to change something or to make the world a better place, well, what would it be tonight?
Oh, I've been doing that tonight. I cannot say people. This is my main reason for coming. The honor and the opportunity to speak to certain people about certain things. And I love that some folks have reached out to me and had ideas, and it's just kind of cool when the synergy is like, oh, I was going to talk to you too about something. And maybe it wasn't the same thing. So it gets to it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm really focused on mental health, how to help the world with mental health. We're developing an application, an app to help the mental wellness around the world, made by Latinos, to the Latinos and to the whole world. So I'm really focused on that, like how can I help the world? My music is the one who has taken me around the world, but now I want to just help the world with a different aspect, and this is mental health.
There you sit down.
Jay, can you come down? Right in the light over here.
How you doing?
There you go.
Good to see you. Here we go.
How about a good one?
Excellent, right there.
How about a really good one? Nah, that's good.
Can we get a two shot?
How about a nice big smile right here, bro?